never experienced so much hate ever in my life. Ever.
Jeez.
Like, what do they say?
Called
white man's whore.
Oh, my God. Are you as outraged as I am? Call me, 1-877-JVM says, 1-877-586-7297. Straight out to our fantastic Lions Den debate panel. First of all, I applaud Tamara for opening up about this clearly painful torment that she is experiencing. But my God, Tanya Miller, defense attorney, former federal prosecutor. In this day and age, the marriage of people from different backgrounds is so incredibly common. I find it hard to believe that we're actually talking about this and she's crying about it.
Yeah, you know what, Jane, here's the issue. We feel like, and we want so desperately to be in a post-racial society and have a post-racial culture. But the problem with that is that there are a lot of people out there who are still racist, who still hold these outdated beliefs about African Americans and about other minorities. And Twitter and some of these social media sites just give them the ability to express it in the meanest, nastiest, most honest way and hide behind a screen name. That we call them keyboard thugs. So basically what Tamara has experienced here is some keyboard thugging by some haters, and unfortunately a lot of people have these feelings.
And the question is who? Who are these people? Tamara says she's been accused of, quote, being less black because her husband is white. Here's another clip from Oprah.com, and let's analyze it on the other side.
This was the big one. They say, oh, Tia's a true black woman because she married a black man. Oh, I'm lesser of a black person because I married white?
Sister Tia, who's married to an African-American, says she gets the opposite criticism. People have told her that her twin Tamara actually got it right marrying a white man. Sounds like neither of them can win, and that's the ultimate unfairness. And Hida Sadagatfar, criminal defense attorney, we are a melting pot nation. You know, we all come from different backgrounds. Look at our diverse panel here. I'm Puerto Rican and Irish. You know, everybody here is different. And yet, there are these people who are still attacking you for loving someone who's different. I really don't get it.
Right, Jane, I totally agree. Look, I'm Persian, and I receive a lot of these hate tweets and people making comments about my ethnicity, and I find it so reprehensible that we are in 2014, and there are people out there that still spew this type of racism, this type of hate, for the sole purpose of causing somebody else pain and hurt. I can't wrap my head around that, and like your other guest said, unfortunately, with the advent of social media, with Twitter and Facebook, these people can do this anonymously, and that is so cowardly. But I mean, if we're going to put some type of positive spin on all of this, I guess you could say that she is getting some publicity now. She is in the limelight. We're talking about this.
Whoa. You're saying to me, and I got to go to Stuart Brazel on this, do you really think that, I mean, those tears were real? It didn't seem like this is, I'm on the reel now, and I want to publicize myself because my reality show is running on E, and I've got this new talk show. I can't imagine. I mean, well, Michael Billy. I mean, I can't imagine anybody would do that.
I mean, I understand it on so many different levels, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers can understand this as well. Look, I understand it as a gay man who just got engaged. I get ignorance, and especially when it comes from the shadows of the internet. But here's where we're doing right. This television show right now is bringing the discussion to light, and we're talking about this ignorance. I mean, it's a little bit glib to say, but I even thought that our ignorance was proceeding from racism and moving on to homophobia, but now we're even going backwards and going back to racism. And all this does is really highlight for the audience that this is still an ongoing issue, and it's worth having a discussion. People's inability to identify themselves as human beings instead of, grabbing onto race or even sexuality. I'm a human being first.
I say earthlings. Yeah. I include all living creatures because we are all under threat. And unless we realize that we're all valuable as living creatures, God's creatures, as it were, then we are really doing a service to everyone because we all need each other. Let's go out to the phone lines. Crystal, Iowa. What do you got to say? Crystal, Iowa.
Yes, I really think that the year 2013 was the year of the races because we had the real world where it's like a man like made monkey gestures towards a black woman in the real world challenge where another guy made a racist comment. And we've had politicians say racist comments. We have Duck Dynasty where he said racist comments.
Well, you make an excellent point. And Stuart Brazel, pop culture expert, you know, they always say 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. I wonder if we're getting kind of blowback because of the advances that we've made as a species to embrace everyone, that there is a backlash of a reactionary sentiment.
I think one of the things I think is interesting, actually you said 2 things, Jane, that I think are interesting. One, she didn't just get these kind of comments from white people or non-black people. It appears that there were African-American people attacking her for marrying a white man. And I think that is inappropriate, and I think that is a discussion that has to be had and has been had in the black community for a long time. Black folks have got to make some progress in this area too. So I think you are right to even make note of that. It's unfortunate that people are still having those ideas. But
and let's make a distinction there.
Nothing to do with the race. It's part of the human condition. It's a character defect that unfortunately is somehow in the software, and we've got to erase it from the software. Stuart Brazel, you wanted to say something?
Yes, you know, with social media, I think when we see things like what happens with the Trevor Project, where you can build such love and support, and there's so much good that can be done with social media, and it's a shame when people hide behind their hashtags and their Twitter handles and attack people. I think it's also crazy to see with such powerful movies like 12 Years a Slave and The Butler. I feel like these should be eye-opening for people and to really change the way that they view things, and instead to see this kind of reaction, I'm disgusted.
You know, I'm wondering if this is part of the curse of the reality show, though. Tamara and her sister had a reality show. You know, in essence, you let everyone into your home, metaphorically speaking, and you're going to get a lot of very ugly guests. And I just want to get somebody's reaction on that. Maybe Tanya Miller.
Well, I mean, I think that might be part of it, but I also think that, you know, it's ironic that we have our first African-American president in this country, and that we have made all of these different strides towards the appearance of racial equality in a post-racial society. And I think that part of that gives people license or the feeling that they can say these things because, look, you know, we got a black president. So if I want to say something, or if I want to challenge someone, or if I want to have these beliefs, it's almost like a safety to say that now.
It's like a post-feminist era where feminists don't think they have to be, women don't think they have to be feminists anymore, and they're walking around talking about being their husband's helpmate, and they don't realize how they're setting the entire agenda back. Riona, Kentucky, what do you got to say, Riona, Kentucky?
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to call and let y'all know this is nothing that has been in the backlight. This is in the spotlight every day. I have an interracial relationship with my husband. He's white. I'm black. We have had to file a federal lawsuit against the county that I live in due to racism. We see it every day. I have biracial children. I've had signs hung up in my neighborhood, my kids hanging, pictures of them hanging from trees. I understand exactly what she's going through. I deal with it every day of my life, and I just want to know, just be strong and hang in there, and love will prevail.
Well, Riona, thank you for sharing your truth, and that is equally, if not more, disturbing. I want to thank Tamara for talking about it, because it would have been very easy for her to say, oh, it's embarrassing or whatever, and we're only as sick as our secret. She talked about it, she let it out, and now we're having an honest conversation about it, and hopefully we can move past. I pray. Let's move past this. We got bigger problems in life, okay, than hating each other. It boggles my mind that people still think this way in this day and